John Matir is pushing to play against Texas. Let's talk about how likely that is, what Brent Venables has had to say about it, and what that could mean for Oklahoma. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Do you expect John Matir to play against Texas on Saturday? A lot of conversation around this, and it has been a vibrant topic in the community, which, again, I encourage you to comment, let me know your thoughts, because this is an interesting case. You have really three schools of thought here, right? One is John Matir should play when he is healthy, and he's the only person that can tell you whether or not he feels healthy enough to play. And then you need doctors to say that he can play. Those things in that order. Then there is the thought that he should sit out the rest of the year and protect his future as perhaps a number one overall pick in the NFL draft. That one doesn't have as much traction. Number one, NFL draft nicks are not inclined to make John Matir the top prospect in the NFL draft for a number of reasons, not the least of which is his height and his throwing motion. They're just not things that the NFL enjoys. And the third one is a 80% John Matir is better than a 100% not John Matir, which is to say 100% Michael Hawkins in this point. And I get some of all of this. I am of the opinion that if he can play and that he wants to play and the doctors say it's okay if he plays, then he should play, right? Football has an injury rate that is perfect. Everybody gets hurt at some point. The idea that Matir could come back from this, though, has been gaining traction from the moment that he broke his hand, and he broke his a bone in his thumb in his throwing hand in the first quarter on a pass play against Auburn. Finished the game 271 yards, 14 of 16 in the second half. Came back to beat a ranked Auburn at the time. Now ESPN reports that he is pushing to do this, and if he's pushing to do it, there is a likelihood that he could do just that. He's also been one of the best players in the sport through 3 games, 1,215 yards that this man has accumulated, along with 6 touchdowns passing and 190 yards on the ground, 5 TDs on the ground. So that's 11 TDs he's been responsible for over 1,400 yards through 3 games. That's not too shabby, guys. Michael Hawkins got the start against Kent State, who isn't that good, didn't look great, 14 of 24, 162. 3 TDs while rushing for 33 yards. Hawkins started against Texas last year. Oklahoma got thumped 34-3 by a team that ended up playing in the college football playoff and in the SEC championship game in a year where Oklahoma went 6-7. Brent Venables, for his part, on Monday night, made clear that he doesn't really have a status update. And frankly, I think he's getting tired of talking about Matir in this way. He said, quote, "I don't know when John Matir will be back. Really, not even anything to talk about. He's on a progression through however long it takes those injuries to heal." Well, he got surgery by the best hand surgeon in the entire world. And there was always the thought that given a couple of weeks of healing, how he reacts to the surgery, he could play against Texas. And I think the optimistic view of that was that he would play. The more reasonable view was that he could be back by October 18th against South Carolina, or if it went poorly, back before they play Tennessee, November 1, November 2. I can't remember which day that it's exactly that one's on. But Oklahoma is undefeated. Oklahoma is a top 10 school, number 6 in the country, while Texas is gone from the number 1 team in the country to unranked, having lost to Ohio State 14-7, and then got beat by a 1-3 Florida team. I was inclined to rank both Texas and Penn State going this week. We'll see how I feel about that come Sunday when my new top 25 comes out. But I did it in large part because Texas has 2 losses to one that are by 1 score. One is to the number 1 team in the country, which was the number 2 team in the country at the time. And the other one's to a team that was ranked in the top 25 until they got off to a really crappy start. The offense was sorry at Florida for the first 3 games. But who is LIU? Who is Long Island to us, really? So 4 games. And the defense had been playing lights out. So when DJ Lagway and Jaden Baugh and Dallas Wilson all decided they were going to come out and shred the Texas defense. That's what they did. And that is where I would be concerned if I'm a Texas fan, because I believe that the strength of the Texas football team this year was going to be its defense, and that the offense was going to catch up and make them into a balanced, powerful unit that could play for a national championship. It just hasn't been the case. Some of this is Arch Manning. Some of this is the offensive line. But it all starts with, does Arch Manning see it? And if he sees it, can he throw it? I think he's been best making plays out of structure. I think he's been best trying to run around and see what's open there, because I think he gets a clear view and he's not being tricked into seeing what's not there. And he'll release the ball when it's time to. There are times when I'm watching Arch going, rip it, dude. And he's maybe a second or half a second late, or his eyes change. And I think some of this is just he hasn't played a whole lot of quarterback at this level, and that's going to take time. One of the things that we will tell you over and over again is that playing quarterback at the college level and at the NFL level is about accumulating time. It's about snaps. It's about games started and games finished. The more games you play, the better you're going to be. The issue is, how patient is the coach, is the program going to be with your maturation process? Everybody wants somebody who can pick it up and put it down. Everybody wants somebody that can play right away and succeed at a high level right away. It's really difficult to do that. And what you have to trust is this person has the physical capabilities and the mental capabilities to catch up. However, they need practice. And quarterbacks don't really get a lot of practice playing live football until we play live football, because they're so valuable. But the rush that he receives in the SEC is not the rush that he's going to receive from the Texas defense, only because the Texas defense can't hit him. And there are things that you can get rid of, or things you can throw, or ways in which you can see the sport when you don't have somebody that is not only just coming after you, but hasn't pelted you to the ground 4, 5, 6 times. And that is when you get to find out just what the fight or flight sense is for a quarterback, standing in the pocket and making those throws. So Brent Venables not really having an update on John Matir is also kind of Brent Venables saying, have you seen our defense? Our defense is really good. And our defense can probably win us a football game. But if John Matir plays, Oklahoma should win the game going away, only because OU's defense has turned out to be better than Texas's defense, which I did not expect. Defensive line has been way better than I thought it would be for Oklahoma. And John Matir makes that team into one that can score 30 points. And as they're developing a run game, as they're developing other wide receivers to go along with Satanga and Burke and Keontez Lewis and what Jarrett Kanik has turned out to be, if Torrey Blaylock actually busts out and becomes the kind of rush that Eric Gray was, could be talking about Oklahoma getting all the way to the SEC championship and perhaps even winning it.